Hello and welcome to Frenzy Friday with two scrapbook friends. I'm Krista and welcome back. Today we're going to be making these really great bobbin butterflies. It is an idea that I learned about from Scrapbook, Trends, Cards, and Simply Handmade. Their blog Create had illustrated a wonderful pictorial tutorial on these butterflies. I thought I'd whip up a little bit of a video tutorial for you. It's very quick and very simple. Normally I'd have a layout to show you, but I am saving that for my June design team reveals. So in lieu of that, I've got these lovely little samples. I wanted to get them out to you because they are great additions to any Mother's Day page you might make, or spring, everybody's got that on their mind, any spring scrapbooking pages you might be wanting to add them to. They're just very nostalgic, and I love these little tiny bobbins in their natural state, but I have seen them painted, glimmer misted, stamped. You can also wrap a piece of patterned paper around this tiny little guide here to add some dimension and shape to your butterfly. So in addition to the little bobbins that you can get for $1 at Two Scrapbook Friends currently, you will also need a butterfly shape. You could punch one like this, or if you had a silhouette or a cricket, you could use those to cut your shape. You'll need 3 of those, and you will need to cut them from a piece of patterned paper. I have chosen the Vicky B line from Bobbin. It's got a great orange front and a stripe on the back. Two-sided is best because when you, as you can see, when you open the little butterflies, you get a glimpse of the pattern nature of those. In addition to the punch and the bobbin, you will also need a needle. I like the So Easy version. It's got a really big eye at the top for easy threading. You will also need some embossing. I've got more than enough here. I was doing several at a time, so I sometimes like to use a large length to save me so much threading. In addition to that, you will need some distressing ink and a tool to do that, as well as a liquid adhesive. I love this 3-in-1. I get from Two Scrapbook Friends, of course. It dries quickly and it's very low odor. So although there is a little bit of a smell, it's very, very low odor. And it bonds really quickly, so you're not getting a lot of dry time. In fact, you'll see me work with this today, just in this 5-minute video, and you'll see that it's virtually bonded in less time than it takes for me to finish tying the knots. So first of all, what I'd like you to do is, in addition to cutting your shapes. So if you need to do that with a cricut or you need to do that with your punch, you can do so now. I like to make sure my patterns are all going to look really nicely when I put my butterflies together. So I try to punch them in the same portion of the pattern paper. Then you can take each shape and make sure that you, if you would like to add some dimension and maybe some vintage look to your butterflies, you can be inking them. Each one would need to be inked. I like to do the whatever side really is going to be showing. It's entirely up to you. So once you've done that, take the time to thread your needle. I've done that in advance here just so you don't delay you because I'm not seeing the hole very clearly. And then I like to take my 3 butterfly shapes, and on the first and the second butterfly shape, I've added a little bit of adhesive. Now there's nothing to say that you can't add adhesive to the top piece as well and then adhere the bobbin to it. Except for the fact that liquid adhesive has been known to sort of spread out and bleed a little bit, and I didn't want that to show on the top portion of the butterfly that I was doing. So once you've done that, it should be, it'll just, as I said, take a few seconds to adhere. I've threaded my needle. I'm going to take my bobbin, and I'm going to take the thread up through the bottom, as far to the bottom. I left maybe a 2-inch tail here, just for tying at the end. I'm going to take my my butterfly stack of 3, and I'm going to just take that tail and I'm going to hold it down here at the bottom. Just hold it fairly firmly, because that's just going to provide an anchor for me to tie later. Then I'm going to take the top piece and I'm going to just wind it around until I come to the bottom again, And then I'm going to feed that needle up through the center. And I'm going to use that top feed and the bottom tail to just pull it snugly and center it on the butterfly there. And then, still holding the tail firmly, I'm going to wrap the bottom around again and bring the needle up through the center and over. And I just like to wrap these as many times as you like, really. I did, as the other ones that I did, one I did 5 or 6 to sort of test it out, and this one I think I'm going to just leave at 3 or 4. Then at the back, I'm going to take my needle, just like you would tying off any other threading that you might, embroidery threading you might be doing, and I'm tying it in a little knot, firmly, taking my very sharp scissors and tying a knot at the back. Then my adhesive will be fairly dry by now, as mentioned, and I just take those and spread the wings apart, and then you can see that as it lies on the page, it gives it quite a lot of lovely dimension. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll join me again for Frenzy Friday with 2 Scrapbook Friends. Thanks so much and have a great day.